Imagine an AI that doesn't just confidently state facts, but can actually show you its homework. An AI that can meticulously cite its sources, giving you that, well, undeniable confidence that what you're hearing isn't just a guess, however confident, but a verifiable, traceable truth. What if this profound level of trust could be woven right into the AI tools we rely on every single day? That, in essence, is the powerful promise of a breakthrough called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or R.
Welcome to the deep dive. Yeah, today we're pulling back the curtain on something really game-changing in AI. RAG. You've probably been amazed by tools like ChatGPT, their incredible capabilities, right? But like me, maybe you've also bumped into its quirky tendency to hallucinate, generating information that sounds perfectly plausible but is, well, just plain wrong. We've got a stack of fascinating insights here showing how RAG steps right in to tackle that fundamental problem.
Our mission in this deep dive is to calmly, and I think curiously, explore how RAG enhances these large language models.
Yeah.
How it provides them with an external, verifiable knowledge base to draw from. It really transforms their utility. We'll look into the core problems RAG solves, break down its building blocks into down-to-earth insights, and then, this is where it gets really interesting, we'll walk you through 10 concrete, innovative project ideas, things like legal assistance, personalized tutors, all leveraging RAG to create genuinely trustworthy AI.
Exactly. So if you're curious about making AI reliable, like really reliable, or if you're itching to build something incredibly useful with these powerful tools, get ready for some serious aha moments. We're about to show you how to transform AI from that, sometimes omniscient but occasionally unreliable oracle into a meticulous, accurate research specialist for your specific needs.
So the raw power of these large language models is breathtaking, isn't it? They've certainly redefined what's possible, generating text, writing code. But there's always that nagging question, that challenge we call hallucination. It's that moment when the AI confidently, sometimes very convincingly, just generates incorrect information. I remember asking an AI about a specific internal company policy, something it couldn't possibly know from public data. And without missing a beat, it made up a policy. Sounded legitimate, but pure fiction. That really creates a trust deficit.
Right. And what's fascinating here is how RAG steps in as this breakthrough solution. It's not just a patch, it's a fundamental shift in architecture. RAG integrates a dynamic information retrieval mechanism. Think of it like this. Instead of relying only on its internal frozen memory, a RAG system first searches and retrieves relevant bits of data from an external knowledge base. Now, this could be anything your company docs, personal notes, specific up-to-date websites, and it does this before generating a response. It's like giving ChatGPT an instantly accessible library and a super fast, specialized search engine.
So it's not just about knowing more, it's about looking up and verifying in real time.
Yeah.
That feels like a huge shift.
Exactly. And the key benefits are pretty clear and profound. First, the AI can cite specific sources. Critical for checking things. Second, it uses genuinely up-to-date information, which gets around that whole stale training data problem.
Yeah.
And third, maybe most importantly, it significantly cuts down on those fabrication errors, those hallucinations. It really does transform AI from that oracle into a meticulous research specialist.
Yeah.
Imagine an AI accessing your PDFs, your Slack chats, your product databases for precise, verifiable answers. That's a new paradigm for trust.
That level of verifiable accuracy sounds incredibly powerful. Almost essential for serious applications. But let's be realistic, it's not magic, right? What are the underlying bits and pieces? The ingredients someone would need to build a trustworthy RAG system? Our source material mentions a few key layers. First, you need orchestration frameworks. Think of these like project managers for the AI. They simplify building these complex chains. You've got LangChain, which is, well, a powerhouse for connecting almost any LLM to lots of external data sources. Then there's Lamy Index. That one really shines when you're optimizing how you get data into RAG and query it efficiently. And for building robust open source search and Q&A, Haystack is a strong option.
Right. You absolutely need vector stores. These are specialized databases basically built for storing and querying embeddings, those numerical versions of text that capture meaning. For smaller projects, maybe local stuff, you might look at Phalyze or Chroma. They're pretty fast and relatively easy to set up. But for the big leagues, scalable production apps with huge data sets, you'd be looking at cloud options like Pinecone, Weaviate, or Qdrant. They're built for scale.
And of course, the large language model, LLM itself, that's the brain, right? It synthesizes the retrieved info, generates the final answer. The source material we're looking at often focuses on powerful models like OpenAI's tech behind ChatGPT because, well, they offer top-tier reasoning. Finally, you need front-end frameworks for the user interface. Streamlit and Gradio are fantastic for quickly getting interactive Python interfaces up, great for prototypes or internal tools. But for a really polished web app, something complex, React or Vue.js give you maximum control.
So what's really remarkable, I think, is how RAG he shifts AI from just predicting the next word to genuinely understanding and referencing external knowledge. For you, the learner, this means less guessing and a whole lot more confidence in the AI-generated info you get. What immediately strikes you as Aragi's killer feature? Or maybe, a specific time you saw an AI really fall short because it lacked this kind of external memory.
For me, it's that sheer frustration, the AI making up something plausible but just false. I was trying to research an obscure historical fact once, got a confidently wrong answer, sent me down a rabbit hole for hours. Ugh. RAG directly tackles that trust deficit, and that's huge. And it really sets the stage for what we're diving into next. Okay, so we've looked at the mechanics of RAG, the how, but where does it actually get applied? Let's turn to the what. Our sources lay out 10 really innovative project ideas. Each shows RAG solving real problems. We'll start with 5 that deal with complex information domains.
Kicking us off is Code Whisperer, a chatbot assistant for technical documentation. Okay, the problem here. Universal for developers, wasting so much time digging through fragmented API docs, confusing guides, old forums, the solution. A chatbot trained on your specific technical documents. Think Git repos, Confluence, internal Markdown. It answers questions like, how do I authenticate an API request to the user's endpoint? And here's the magic. Accurate code snippets, explanations, right from your docs. And the really powerful bit here is that this AI acts as an API analyst and code synthesizer. It doesn't just cite snippets, it combines relevant code fragments into one runnable Python script. That's not just summarizing, it's like having an expert colleague instantly write that perfect bit of code for you. Super practical.
Next up, LegalEagle, an AI-powered contract assistant. Legal docs. They're notoriously dense, complex, a minefield for non-experts. This RAD assistant lets you upload legal documents, maybe a lease agreement, and ask natural language questions, like which clause governs early termination penalties. The really powerful insight here, I think, for legal tech is how RAD lets us constrain the AI, force it to act like a meticulous paralegal, not some know-it-all lawyer, by strictly limiting it to factual extraction, demanding precise clause citations. You massively reduce hallucination risk. And in law, small inaccuracies has huge consequences, so it builds trust where it's absolutely vital. Accuracy over speculation, essential for law firms, compliance, even consumer tools for 2S.
Yeah, absolutely. Then for critical, fast-changing info, we've got MetaGuru, an AI medical Q&A assistant based on research. Medical info changes incredibly fast. Patients, doctors, they all need genuinely up-to-date, credible knowledge. This assistant answers medical questions by retrieving from curated research papers, PubMed, WHO reports, clinical guidelines. You could ask recent advancements in treating type 2 diabetes with immunotherapy. What? The core innovation here, mandatory rules. The AI biomedical research assistant is strictly told, do not give medical advice, do not infer, and every factual claim needs a citation author, year. This ensures objective, verifiable info, super valuable for clinical support or patient education without, playing doctor.
Then there's LearnBot, a personalized tutoring assistant. Students often struggle because, let's face it, traditional learning lacks personalization. They need explanations tailored to them. This AI tutor gets fed specific learning materials, textbooks, lecture notes. A student could ask, explain the law of conservation of energy using a roller coaster example based on Chapter 5. The genius of LearnBot is its persona. It's designed to be friendly, patient, extremely encouraging, simple explanations, relatable analogies, and crucially, it ends with a reinforcement question. Makes learning truly interactive, empathetic. The insight is how RAG enables truly adaptive and supportive education, moving beyond generic stuff to highly personalized guidance.
And for tackling info overload, there's News Digest, a news summarizer and Q&A assistant. The sheer volume of news daily. Overwhelming, hard to synthesize different views without getting stuck in an echo chamber. This RAG app collects news from diverse sources, lets you ask things like, summarize different perspectives on the new economic policy, citing reputable sources. The core innovation. The AI acts as an objective and neutral news analyst AI. It spots facts versus opinions, presents different views, and critically attributes viewpoints clearly, like, according to Tech News Today, all with a totally neutral tone. No sensationalism, just verifiable, balanced info, empowering you to form your own informed opinion.
What's really compelling across these, I think, is how the RAG systems aren't just spitting out answers. They're carefully instructed to adopt a specific persona, a cautious legal assistant, an encouraging tutor, delivering info in the most useful, trustworthy way. As you think about these applications, what kind of AI persona do you think would be most helpful for a problem you face?
And what core principle would you want it to stick to?
Okay, so we've seen RAG handle some heavy-duty info challenges. Code, legal, medical, serious stuff. Now let's pivot a bit. How can it subtly enhance our daily lives? Make things like planning trips, shopping, even figuring out dinner smarter and more personalized. It's about bringing that verifiable accuracy right into your everyday routine.
For ultimate convenience, there's Trip Planner AI, a smart travel itinerary generator. Trip planning.
It's notoriously time-consuming, fragmented, right? Pulling from endless sources. With this, users input preferences. Maybe a 4-day trip to Dalet for a nature-loving couple on a moderate budget. And the AI retrieves up-to-date info, creates a detailed, optimized schedule. The real insight here is how the Trippy AI acts as an expert AI travel planner. It logically groups nearby locations together, optimizes travel time. It doesn't just list places, it intelligently plans the flow of your trip, balances sightseeing, relaxation, all based on your preferences. Could be a game changer for planning apps. Takes the stress out. Then there's Shop Advisor, an e-commerce customer assistant. Customers often have really specific questions, way beyond generic FAQs. They want the nitty-gritty details. This smart shopping assistant uses RG on product catalogs, detailed specs, customer reviews. A shopper might ask, compare battery life of phone X and Y streaming video, and which has a better wide-angle camera. The Shop Advisor gives objective, detailed, balanced comparisons. And the cleverness is how it mixes tech specs with real user experiences. Maybe says, the Pixel X camera gets great true-to-life photos, especially low light, or, but for some users, mixed usage barely lasts a day. Crucially, it avoids saying one is definitely better, offers nuanced suggestions based on your priorities, like having a totally unbiased, super-informed personal shopper.
Navigating the career world. We have JobMate, an AI-powered career coach. Job seekers often struggle, right? Tailoring resumes, prepping for interviews, feels like guesswork sometimes. This RAG tool analyzes job descriptions and tons of career advice. You upload your resume, a target job description, then ask, which skills in my resume match this JD? What keywords should I add? JobMeet acts as a professional AI career coach, does a skill gap analysis. But the deeper insight, its ability to give a specific revision suggestion for a resume bullet point, rewrites it using the STAR method, adds missing keywords, quantifiable metrics, and it clearly explains why, really empowering you to nail that interview.
Next up, Brainy Binder, a personal knowledge base. Okay, finding that one specific thing in your massive collection of notes, articles, PDFs, it feels like finding a needle in, like 10 haystacks sometimes. This Second Brain app connects all your digital stuff, Google Docs, Notion, Obsidian, PDFs, lets you ask questions across your entire personal knowledge repository, like key takeaways from Project Phoenix meeting last month. Brainy Binder synthesizes these scattered bits into a coherent summary. The genius part, it gives a quick summary and then a detailed source citation list. Credits the original file for each fact so you always know where the info came from in your own data. Builds a verifiable, trustworthy personal archive. Really cool.
And finally, something a bit lighter, maybe delicious. Chef AI, a cooking and recipe assistant. We've all been there, staring into the fridge. What's for dinner? Based on, well, whatever's randomly in there. This chatbot, fed with food blogs, cookbooks, dynamically suggests recipes. You could say, I have chicken breast, spinach, tomatoes. Suggest a low-carb recipe under 30 minutes. Oh, and can I make it vegetarian? Chef.A is a creative and friendly AI cooking assistant. It doesn't just suggest a recipe. Here's the clever bit. It can rewrite the entire adjusted recipe with a substitute like tofu for chicken. Gives the new version a new name, keeps an encouraging tone, no more blank stares at the fridge, ending up with cereal. It's adaptive culinary creativity.
Okay, so after looking at these 10 incredible applications, what's really striking, I think, is how RAG isn't just about accuracy. It's about making AI deeply personal and customizable, tailored to your unique data, your needs, bringing that powerful intelligence right into your context. What potential RAG-powered assistant would you want in your life right now? And what's the very first question you'd ask it?
From dissecting complex code to navigating legal contracts, sifting through medical research, even suggesting dinner, RG is fundamentally changing how we interact with AI. It's moving us toward a future where AI isn't just intelligent, but reliable, accurate, genuinely useful, transforming that sometimes unreliable oracle into a trusted, verifiable partner in our daily lives, our professional lives.
Exactly. The core takeaway from this deep dive. By skillfully combining the reasoning power of LLMs with RG's structured, verifiable data retrieval, you can build AI apps that don't just guess. They can confidently point to their sources, empowering you with knowledge you can genuinely trust. These aren't just technical exercises. They're robust, practical solutions to real problems. The journey to building an impressive AI portfolio for, say, 2025-2026. It really starts with diving into one of these ideas, documenting your process, sharing what you learn.
So what does this all mean for us, maybe beyond the tech? Perhaps RAG isn't just enhancing AI. Maybe it's profoundly altering our relationship with information itself. What if the most valuable skill in the coming years isn't just finding information, but intelligently retrieving it through AI, and then, with our Jizz help, truly deeply trusting what we find?
A profound thought indeed. We hope this deep dive into RAG has given you plenty to chew on and maybe even sparked your next big project. Until next time, keep learning, keep building, and always, always keep being curious.